Hello, welcome to my channel. During the week, we did a quick visit to Durban and we managed to go past a veg market and we bought some lovely fresh vegetables, including some lovely Loki. And today I'm going to show you all a very quick recipe, which is Loki with dhal. I am using one of my smaller Lokis and I'm going to show you all how I clean it. In years back, when living with my father-in-law, and when he used to cut Loki from the garden, he always used a spoon to peel Loki. And now we have got a peeler that we make it much more easier to peel with. This is a very young Loki and it's peeling up very easily. I'll get this peeled out and cut them in cubes and rinse. As you can see, this Loki is quite young. That's the reason why it doesn't have mature seeds inside. This is the size I'm gonna cut my cubes into. Slightly larger than your usual curry cooking. We are ready to braise our Loki dhal. And here are my ingredients. For my Loki dhal, I have my dhal already boiled. I usually boil my dhal, my beans, and my broad beans in my pressure cooker once a month. So I take the amount that I want to use per time and put them in containers and freeze them for the month. And then I use them as required. This is my Loki that I cubed slightly big. For my braising, I've got 1 onion that I grated, 2 tomatoes that I grated, and I'm going to use 1/4 cup of oil. Thereafter, I'm going to use 6 cloves of garlic, which I'll slice, 2 dry chillies, 1 green chillies that I slit in 4, and some lovely fresh curry leaf, 1/2 teaspoon of mustard seed, 1/2 teaspoon of jeera, and for taste, 1 teaspoon of heaped rough salt, but we'll taste along the way. For my masala, I have a teaspoon of garam masala, a teaspoon of Dhania jeera powder, a teaspoon of hurdee, and a teaspoon of pure chilli powder, and a tablespoon of mixed masala. Then to garnish, I have some lovely fresh dhania and some shallots. Now I am ready to braise my dhal. I've got my stove on medium heat. So while my pot is getting hot, I'm going to add in my oil to it. Allow this oil to get hot. My oil is heated up, so I'm just going to add in my onions to it. I'll allow these onions to fry soft. My onions are just turning to a lovely golden brown. Just going to add in my garlic that I sliced. Give it a few seconds. To my pot, I'm also going to break in my dry chilies and put in my curry leaf and my green chilies. Give this a nice mix. I'm gonna add in my jeera. I'll allow this jeera to fry a little before adding my mustard seed. Lastly, I'll add in my mustard seed and allow it to pop. Now I'm ready to add in my spices. Give this a mix and allow it to fry just a little. And then my tomatoes. I will allow my tomatoes to cook out. I gave my tomatoes 3 minutes to cook out and it's done. Now I'm going to add in my rinsed Loki to the pot. Give this a nice mix. And I'm also going to add in my salt. And then I'm going to lower my heat and allow this Loki to cook on a low heat. 10 minutes has passed. And this Loki has almost been cooked halfway through. So now I'm ready to throw in my boiled dhal so it will cook all the way through. Just rinse this with some water. Give this a nice mix. I will allow this to boil out. 20 minutes has passed. And as you can see, how lovely a simple dhal Loki is looking. And there's my Loki. It's not melted, but it's cooked out properly. And usually you have to keep it a little weaker because as it cools, the Loki will thicken the dhal very much. Now I am ready to switch my stove off and garnish with my spring onions and fresh dhania. And then I'm ready to serve. Here you go, your simple, lovely looking Loki with the dhal. Today we are serving this with some nice rice and mutton curry, and on the side we have freshly made salad to go with. I first learned this recipe when I've got married and lived on the farm with my in-laws. My father-in-law had a lot of Lokis growing on his farm, and this curry that I made is from the whole school, the way they used to prepare. Loki used to go into dhal, even being prepared with mutton, and thereafter I did show you all making bhajia with Loki and even making plain curry, and we found a lot of use for our Loki before it really get overgrown. I hope you'll give the simple recipe a try, but it was made with a lot of love and memories. Thank you all for watching and enjoy.